everybody, happy Wednesday. Just make sure I'm up on Facebook. How's everybody doing today? All right, we are going to do our week 5 Quilt As You Go block. Let's see here, which is called Scottsdale, Arizona. All right, here I am. Okay. If you are on, hi Rose, I was about to say something if you're on, but Rose beat me to the punch. So, it is Wednesday, which is the day that we do our Quilt As You Go Wednesday block. Today is going to be chocked full of content. So, I'm going to try really hard to just roll through the information as well as I can. Hi Linda from Texas. And I've got some more homework to assign for those people who are going to be doing the free motion quilting on next week's block. Hi Lisa, hi Missy, hi Mom. So let's get started. Today's block is pretty, it has a lot of pieces to it, so it's going to take us a few minutes, and they have to be all done in the right order or it's not going to go together quickly. Hi Carolyn, you're going to get turned around. Uh-oh, what does it say? Poor connection, due to poor connection. Oh, there I am. Sorry about that, guys. So here's our block. This is Scottsdale, Arizona block. It is very Frank Lloyd Wright-esque because it reminds me of my time that we lived in Arizona. Hi Susie, hi Bridget. We lived in Arizona for about 2.5 years, and while we lived in Scottsdale, I went to Taliesin, which is the southwestern school. He has 2 schools, one in the northeast and one in the southwest, for architectural school. And I got to do a whole tour and find out more about his amazing work. And so a lot of things. Hi Ali from Stormy, Texas. And Becky from Texas. A lot of the inspiration for this block came from his creations. There was a lot of buildings around the desert that were inspired by his style of architecture, which was very specifically trying to incorporate outside elements on an inside space. Hi Carla, happy Wednesday to you too. Hi Faye from Mesa. Okay, if anybody is watching and you are down in Louisiana or southern Texas, please be careful. I've been watching the storm tracker all day. It's a category 4. Be careful. Batten down the hatches. Hi Pam, specifically you Pam, you're in Louisiana. Hi Nancy from Lake Stevens. All right. So because this block has so many pieces, I would highly recommend taking your pattern and setting it down and laying your piece. Oh, let me do this real quick. Hold on. There, I have my second camera up today. Okay. I would highly recommend setting your pieces down on here so that you don't get confused. And we're going to step this out really slowly. Hi, Fran from Northeast Indiana. So I already you can see my secondary camera. If you're on Facebook, I have my other camera up. You can kind of see what I'm doing. So let's start this block. So I had you cut 4, I believe, 1.5 inch squares. So I'm going to take my 1.5 inch squares and attach them to the smallest color, number 1. I'm going to do that 4 times. And then we're going to take each quadrant one at a time because some of them build to the right and some of them build to the left. Okay. All right. Hi, Mary from Seattle. Oh, Susie, you're having problems printing out the patterns? If you email me, Susie, I can just link directly to my scans. So that way you don't, when you go out to the website and you click on the blog post and you see where I have the words of the blocks like Scottsdale AZ or Mesa AZ, if you click on that, that will take you directly to my Dropbox. It's highlighted and underlined so you know it's an active link. But Susie, if you email me at info@featherweightdoctor.com, I can help you get the patterns. Hi tonight from Alabama, Jennifer. I was about to panic because I couldn't find you. Oh no! That's bad. That's bad. I'm always here. Okay. Authorities say on the coast, 20-foot storm surge will be unsurvivable. Yikes, Mom. Let's try and keep this light. We all know there's a hurricane barreling at the United States coast. Oh, I need scissors. Oh, hang on, guys. Let me grab my scissors. Okay. Hi, Lawrence. Ohio reporting in, he says. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I've connected the 4 1.5-inch squares to the 1.5 by 2-inch color number 1 blocks. So let me separate these. I'm going to do some finger pressing here instead of actual iron pressing. We're going to press out, or we're going to press towards the dark. So you should have we're building 4 of these little pieces. Okay, I'm going to put them back down so that this is where it gets complicated once the first seam is sewn, because now we have to start worrying about which side we're sewing to. So I'm just going to finger press these open. Hi, Kate from Bremerton. I love Bremerton. Oh, Katie. I'm sorry, Katie, not Kate. All right, so now I'm going to build this quadrant by quadrant. So I'm going to take the upper left and sew the 2 pieces I just sewed together to the 2 by 3 of color number 1. This is what I get for trying to sew with shoes on. Okay, and then I'm going to take the bottom left quadrant and attach as well. I'm sewing on my 1934 School Bell today. Her name is Mary in my collection, and my daughter named her. All I did was I went out to Google and Googled the most popular names in 1934, and Mary came right up, so as the #1 name. Oh, special people call you Kate. Okay, well, that's Kate. Hi, Jeanette. My friend Jeanette is on tonight. She is very excited about this block because she's a fan of Frank Lloyd Wright like I am. We were discussing it via text message today. Okay, we're kind of, for those of you that have made a log cabin block, we're building this very similarly to a log cabin block. Hi, Moonlight Quilters. I got a thumbs up. Nice. Okay. So I have a friend. Hi, Kathy. How are you? I have a friend from that is not a quilter, but she knows that I talk ad nauseum about. Oh, okay. So we've made 4 of these pieces now. So now I'm going to, again, I'm building quadrant by quadrant. I'm going to take the next color number 2 piece, which is a 2 by 3, and I'm adding it to the bottom. Anyway, Sarah, my friend, is not a quilter, and she's on vacation this week. And she sent me a picture of a quilt that is the Tula Nova, the English paper piecing Tula Pink quilt. That is one of my next projects. And now that I have completed this quadrant, I'm going to put the last and final skinny long piece on the end, making sure my right sides are together. Anyway, so she knows I've been educating her about how awesome Tula Pink's fabric is, and she sent me a picture from her vacation spot of a quilt shop that has Tula Nova posted in the window, and she goes, "This is that person you like, isn't it?" Yes, Sarah, yes it is. Judith says, "So pretty." Oh, Katie, you'll be at our house. Are you? Oh, my new friend on the island's daughter? Carol Brown. Are you Carol Brown's daughter? Are the Featherweights the first electric machines Singer made? No, they are not. I believe it was either, you know what, I'm not going to guess. No, because there's 66 and 99s that are older than the Featherweights. And so I know, but I don't know which one was the first electric ones. That's a good question, Bridget. All right, so I'm just simply going quadrant by quadrant now. I'm in the upper right corner. I'm just going to be attaching my long side to this. Once we have all the quadrants constructed, then we will put together the final pieces. Just, girls, it's going to be really easy. Hi, Sharon with the 1935 School Bell. Oh, Kathy says she met Tula Pink at Quilt Market. She is so awesome. Just be careful to build this block. Well, once you have your pieces all laid out on top of your pattern, you're going to get turned around. I did two little boo-boos like twice already, so just be careful. If you have it laid out and work quadrant by quadrant, you'll be fine. Building it like a log cabin. All right, we are moving right along here. So, SEW, tomorrow I am going to be heading out on another adventure. I am trying to squeeze every bit of summer. I am not all dressed up. I have jeans on. Peggy Morrison says, y'all dressed up again. I am not dressed up. I did put some lipstick on for you guys, but I guess I have earrings too. That's not every day. I'm heading out to the coast, so I absolutely love the coast. It is my happy place. I love the smell of the salt air. I love the sound of the waves crashing on the shore. And so tomorrow we head out for Kalaloch, which is the Washington coast. And I am pretty darn excited about it. Just for a nice weekend. Okay. One more quadrant. So I'm in the bottom right. I'm just going to attach my 2x3 color number 2 to the bottom of this guy. So I'm pretty excited. When we're done with the block construction, my daughter is going to come over and she's going to be my camera operator. And so if you are on Instagram and you want a better picture of what I'm doing with the free motion stuff, you might pop over to my Facebook for a better view. No, I'm not going to turn off Instagram. Okay. You can see okay on Instagram too, but I'm basically just, because last week when I was out of town, I didn't get to show you this setup, and I want to just go over the setup really quick on the 222. Is there another name besides log cabin like chimney stack? Nope, it's only called a log cabin quilt or log cabin block. It just basically means it builds out in strips from the center. Okay, so I have my quadrants all assembled. Now I'm going to put these together. My upper left and my lower left. So then I have this. Isn't that pretty? I absolutely love this color, this ombre fabric. I was very scared of it when I first started seeing it in stores a few years ago. And now I just love that I can get so many different cuts of fabric depending on which part of the ombre I want to use. And it has been so much fun to create and design with. I'm having fun anyway. So here's my other quadrant. So now I'm going to basically put my 3 sections together and I will have a finished block. Okay. Okay, one more seam and then I'm done. I basically just put my center in and now I'm going to put the other side on here and then we'll be set to quilt. I'm going to use my penguin walking foot to quilt tonight. I ran out, second time in a month, of walking feet again. And my order just got here today, so if the website still says out of stock, I will fix it because we got more in today for the quilting portion. Okay. All right, there she is. Isn't she cute? Okay, let me press this real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and layer it up and add my penguins so we can get some quilting done here. Ooh. Steam. Okay, all pressed up, and then I've got my backing and my batting all ready to go here. Let's put it the right side out, Darlene. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's get that out and take out my penguin. Hello from the Harrows. So this is that infamous little foot that everybody looks for. It's a very rare vintage part called the penguin, and it is normally retails for $1,000 if you can find one. If you can find one. See what I'm doing wrong. Doesn't, oh I know. No, I don't think it likes that my needle through. You know what? Ray, would you grab me a regular rocking foot? I think it wants me to take off my cutter, but I don't want to take the cutter off of this particular machine. So I'm going to just, we're going to pivot and go right back to the other walking foot. Thanks, babe. Okay. I usually, on my other machines, I'll take the, I'll take off the old thread cutter because it's so dull anyway. After 87 years, it doesn't cut anything. But I don't want to take it off of, this one is a complete machine, so I kind of don't want to take it off of my 34. Oh, I bet my mom is talking about courthouse steps, Linda Wood. I bet you are right. Okay. All right. So now the quilt pattern that I put online is fairly self-explanatory. It just kind of zigs and zags. It's not complicated at all. Well, this is much better to quilt with because my Ruby is so fast. My 222 that I'm usually on here with you guys, this one is actually moving around at a pace I can keep up with. That's good. Okay. Remember, slow and steady with the walking foot. It's called a walking foot, not a running foot. And the reason why we use a walking foot is because of the multiple layers of fabric. We're trying to push the top and the bottom layer together at the same rate of speed versus just quilting without the walking foot, and then it's you might have a pucker or a tuck underneath. Okay. I'm basically just stitching this block in the ditch. Okay. So I have over on my design wall, I'm going to take a picture and put it up here in a little bit. I have started to build the project on my design wall, and I'm really getting excited about it actually, because it's starting to look like it's coming together. It's just been on paper up to this point, so it's pretty exciting to actually see it take shape on the wall. So I'll be looking for a picture of that here shortly. Did everybody do their practice homework for their free motion quilting? I've seen some friends post. Did anybody have trouble getting their machine into what I call free motion mode? Either your modern machine or your featherweight. All right. And that is Scottsdale, Arizona. It's all quilted up. Nice. All right. Very happy with it. All right. Let's talk about our homework. So I had everybody go out and review the video. Hi Bryce, thanks for joining us. Go out and review the free motion setup video on our YouTube page from a couple years ago. If anybody has any questions about that, Kathy says, I love the sound of your machine. I'm going to start my granddaughter sewing on the featherweight. She's going to be 5 soon. Ah, that's so fun. Uh-oh, Missy had problems, then watch the video that you did. Oh, good. So, Missy, are you square then? Oh, I put the wrong foot on. So the first thing I have you do in the free motion video is cover up your feed dogs. Let's see. There, oh, here's my foot. So I'm going to actually pull my bobbin out really fast so that I don't have thread coming through. I've got my blue painter's tape here. Susie likes the colors and the fabric. Me too. So I'm going to cover my feed dogs. I'm going to move my stitch length regulator to what I call dead horizon. So you know how you can adjust the size of your stitch length. You can go full reverse, which is up, full forward, which is down. We're going to put it right in the middle. I call it dead horizon. That way the feed dogs are just going up and down. They're not pushing forwards and backwards, and it doesn't tear your tape off. If you have a 222, you can go ahead and drop your feed dogs, but the 221 quilters, we can't drop our feed dogs, so we cover them. So, covered my feed dogs. I have moved my stitch regulator into. Wait, can you grab me a different darning foot, please? Just a second, guys. All right, so let's talk about homework while I'm waiting for my foot here. So what we're going to do, last week's homework was intended to give you a little bit of confidence and some basic knowledge in the movement of your machine. The movement of your machine and the movement of your hands is what Angel is telling Robin Foster she's doing. Yes, I am doing free motion quilting on my featherweight. Is the cadence and the movement between the two of them is what makes the size of your stitches. Everybody is, in my professional opinion, overly concerned with the consistency of your stitches as a beginner. It's the last skill that will develop. I would rather see too small of stitches than too big of stitches because, ow. Can I get a different darning foot? Maybe the ones with the white. Can I get a different? Thank you. I'd rather see too small of stitches than too big, which means that your hands are moving too slow for the speed of your machine, than too big. Too big of stitches just come out, or they get caught on your toenail, your dog's toenail, and they rip out. You want to make sure your seam is good beginning to end. I had you in the first homework session doodling on your featherweight, which means I just wanted you to get used to the cadence and the movement of the machine, how fast you needed to move your hands. I think I asked you to maybe write your name or do some L's and E's, just to get kind of comfortable. This next homework that I want to assign this week is going to entail following some lines. So now that you have a little bit of, thank you. Now that you have a little bit of confidence in the movement of the machine, now I want you to gain some control over where your stitches lie. If you are working on a modern machine for this project, then you have the ability to, I want you to move your machine speed down to the slowest position. It gives you an opportunity then to like put your gas pedal or your foot pedal on the floor, and that way you only have to control the speed of your hands. and not try and govern the foot pedal. The featherweight is kind of nice to free motion on because it doesn't have a really, really fast cadence anyway in comparison to our modern machines. And so it doesn't tend to get away from us as quickly. So the first thing I'll have you guys do is what is my procedure for bringing up the bottom thread, the bobbin thread to the top of the fabric. So I'm going to have you hover, pierce the top of the fabric, and then drop the feed dog. Go down and all the way up. Oh, I took the bobbin out. That's right. Hold on, sorry. Let's put my bobbin back in. Okay, let's try that again. So hover, pierce, drop, down and up, and you'll see the thread come up. And all I do, because this is a continuous line, Giselle, I did cover the feed dogs with painter's tape. I did. So now that won't impede me from moving. So this is a closed-toed darning foot. It means it has a continuous circle. So once you go down and up and then the thread pops up, you actually pick up your presser foot and pull the fabric forward to be able to grab. Oop, I'm caught on something. Hold on. There, I don't think I was on properly. Okay. So down, up. All right, that feels better. So now I have both threads on top of my work, and I'm going to secure them while I'm just making my first couple of stitches. Now, much like with the walking foot, I had you guys making a series of teeny tiny little stitches at the beginning and end of your line of quilting to secure your threads. If you've ever picked out little tiny stitches, you know that they are not going anywhere. So what I'm going to do is make it just kind of gun the machine and barely move my hands, making about 1/4 inch of little baby stitches. Yeah, those are definitely locked. They're not going anywhere. You're going to want to get in the habit too of every time you stop sewing, rolling the hand wheel forward to roll the needle down into the fabric so the fabric doesn't slide out on you. I'm going to cut my tails off like so. So on a practice piece, it's good to make sure that your tensions are set up before you actually get too far in the project. So I'm just going to make a couple little whoop-de-doos here. The technical term is whoop-de-doo. And I'm just going to check my back. These actually look really good, so I don't need to make any adjustments. It's not uncommon when you're in free motion mode to have to tighten your upper tension assembly a few notches. You have to do it on a modern machine also, but these seem to be fine, so I don't need to make any adjustments. So again, last week I had you guys just kind of doodling. I had you writing your name and practice some patterns. It says, what machine sound, that machine sounds so lovely. Who are you sewing with this evening? Just me sewing. I have my daughters right here, but she likes to stay off camera. She's working on a project, Bryce. So this week I'm going to have you guys follow some lines. So what I would like you to do is go to your fabric stash and find a fabric that has like some small scale flowers, or this is Tinkerbell, I believe, or no, it's Wendy and Peter Pan. I apologize. But it has lots of open background space. So on half, draw a line down the center of it. On half of the fabric, I want you to practice outlining the big motifs. I need you to not only have consideration for the movement of the machine, but now I need you to try and hone some control over where your stitches are lying, because we're going to be following some lines here next week, and I need you guys to have a little bit of like practice doing that. Your machine. Oh, her name. This is Mary. I'm sorry. I'm like, Bryce, do you see anybody else here? All right. So on the other half, so on half of this, you're gonna outline the big flowers, the big whatever, and then on this half of your practice sandwich, I'm gonna have you practice filling in the negative space. So I just want you to kind of I don't want to give you too much instruction because I kind of want to, you know, I want you guys to get a feel for it on your own, but you can kind of weave back and forth in the big open areas, but you're going to fill the negative value on the other half of the sandwich. So that's going to give you some practice on having a little bit more control over where our needle is lying for next week. So just going to do a little bit of going back and forth here. This machine is a dream to quilt on. Mary. Okay, so you can kind of see I was weaving back and forth a little bit here in the open area. Maybe you can see it better from down here. There you go, you can see it much better. Okay, so that is your homework. Make another practice sandwich of a large scale print that has a lot of open background, and then you're going to practice outlining the big components in the fabric and filling in the background on half of it. All right, so that's your homework. So next week is, Show Low, Arizona, I believe is what the block is called. And it's our first free motion quilting instruction. If you are not comfortable with free motion, then don't feel like you have to. I'm going to provide 2 different quilting patterns, one for free motion, one for the straight stitch walking foot quilting, for those of you who are not ready for free motion quilting yet. And then hopefully from this point forward, each of our blocks will have both a free motion component and a straight quilting component, just to make sure everybody is getting a really well-rounded experience with the featherweight. So I think that's all I have for you today. Let me think. Friday is coming up. We will be on the coast, like I said, in Washington. So I know I don't have coverage in my cell phone or in my, I know I don't have cell coverage in my campground. So I'm going to be out and about. So chances are very strong I'll be working on my Tula Pink EPP project that I do in the car. I hope you guys can join me at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Both on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Go ahead and like this video if you like what you're seeing. We're on week 5 of our 16-week journey through Arizona via quilt block. I'm going to be posting the layout of the quilt that I have done so far here in a few minutes on my story, so go ahead and check that out. I really appreciate everybody joining me tonight, and I hope everybody has a great evening. Please be careful, Louisiana and southern Texas, as the hurricane is pointed right at you. Evacuate, batten down the hatches, whatever they're telling you to do to stay safe, and then please let me know when the storm passes if you guys are okay. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.